Hi there. Welcome back to our next session on Advanced Java tutorial. In this session we are going to discuss about session tracking in Java. So let's know about sessions. Session simply means a particular interval of time. Session tracking is a way to maintain state, data, of a user. It is also known as session management in Servlet. HTTP protocol is a stateless, so we need to maintain state using session tracking techniques. Each time user requests to the server treats the request as the new request. So we need to maintain the state of a user to recognize to particular user. HTTP is stateless, that means each request is considered as the new request. It is shown in the figure. It is used to recognize the particular user. Session tracking techniques. There are 4 techniques used in session tracking. Cookies, hidden form field, URL rewriting, and HTTPSESSION. Now let's discuss about cookies in Servlet. A cookie is a small piece of information that is persisted between the multiple client requests. A cookie has a name, a single value, and optional attributes such as a comment, path, and domain qualifiers, a maximum age, and a version number. By default, each request is considered as a new request. In cookies technique, we add cookie with response from the Servlet. So cookie is stored in the cache of the browser. After that, if request is sent by the user, cookie is added with request by default. Thus, we recognize the user as the old user. There are 2 types of cookies in servlets. Non-persistent cookie, it is valid for single session only. It is removed each time when user closes the browser. And persistent cookie, it is valid for multiple session. It is not removed each time when user closes the browser. It is removed only if user log out or sign out. Let's talk about advantages of cookies. Simplest technique of maintaining the state. And cookies are maintained at client side. Disadvantage of cookies. It will not work if cookie is disabled from the browser. And only textual information can be set in cookie object. Let's see it with an example. In this example, we are storing the name of the user in the cookie object and accessing it in another Servlet. As we know well that session corresponds to the particular user. So if you access it from too many browsers with different values, you will get the different value. I have already created the application for cookies. Let's understand it. First of all, see the index.html file. It has a form which accepts a username and posts it to the Servlet 1 page. Now let's see the first Servlet Java file. Import all the required packages in your file. Now create class and make the doPost method. Set the response content type. Create the object of printWriter class. Now get the value from request object into string. Create object of cookie class and add the cookie with the response. Now create a form and add post method to the form. Now let's see the second Servlet Java file that will accept the cookie. Import all the packages into your file. You can see it on the screen. Now get the value and print it on the browser. Now save your file and open the command prompt. Compile your code as shown javacdwebinf/classes*.java. Now open the web.xml file and map the servlets. First Servlet as Servlet 1 and second Servlet as Servlet 2. Save your files. Copy your root folder to the Apache Tomcats Web Apps folder. Now open the Tomcat server console and open the link. You can see cookies link in application list. Click on the link. Index.html page will open, enter any name and click on Go, Servlet 1 will open. It will show you the name sent from index, click on Go, it will send to next Servlet and print the name. Now let's discuss about hidden form field. In case of hidden form field, a hidden, invisible, text field is used for maintaining the state of an user. In such case, we store the information in the hidden field and get it from another Servlet. This approach is better if we have to submit form in all the pages and we don't want to depend on the browser. We will understand it with an example. In this example, we are storing the name of the user in a hidden text field and getting that value from another Servlet. I have already created the programs. Make sure you follow the directory structure as told earlier video. Now let's see index.html page. In this page we have created the same form as it was in cookies. In the form action it will send it to Servlet 1 page. Now let's see the first Servlet 1 Java file. Import the packages required for the program. Use the doGet method and get the value from the HTML page from the request object. Store it into a string value. Now create a form using printWriter object. Add input type as hidden and pass the value to next Servlet. This text field will not be seen by the user, it is hidden, but it can carry its data. Make a link for next Servlet, as you can see on the screen. Now let's see second Servlet Java file. Import all the packages. Create class and methods as shown. From the request object, get the value from the form that was in first Servlet. Now print the text. Write both the servlets and try to understand the flow of data. In this example, flow of data is index to first Servlet and from first Servlet to second Servlet. In the web XML file, map the URL of the servlets that you passed in the forms. Copy the root folder to Apache Tomcat's web apps folder. Now open the server console on the browser. You can see your folder name in the application list. Click on it. You will get the index page, give input to it, Servlet 1 will open. You will not see the text field. Click on Go, second Servlet will open with the message and the information that was passed through hidden text field. Now let's discuss about URL rewriting. In URL rewriting, we append a token or identifier to the URL of the next Servlet or the next resource. We can send parameter name/value pairs using the following format. A name and a value is separated using an equal sign. A parameter name or value pair is separated from another parameter using the ampersand. When the user clicks the hyperlink, the parameter name or value pairs will be passed to the server. From a Servlet, we can use getParameter method to obtain a parameter value. Let's talk about advantages of URL rewriting. It will always work whether cookie is disabled or not, browser independent. And extra form submission is not required on each pages. Disadvantage of URL rewriting. It will work only with links. And it can send only textual information. Let's understand it with an example. In this example, we are maintaining the state of the user using link. For this purpose, we are appending the name of the user in the query string and getting the value from the query string in another page. I have already created the folder and programs. Let's have a look on index.html file. It has a form with action, there is no method used. You can see the code of index file on the screen. Copy it and save it as index.html. Now let's see first Servlet file. As you can see the code, it is almost same as earlier programs. Use the doGet method. By using request object, get the parameter value from the index.html form. Create a link to visit next Servlet. You can do your own HTML codes. I tried it to make it very simple. Save your file. Now let's see second Servlet. It is also almost same as earlier. This Servlet is receiving the values from first. Get the parameter using request object. Get it into string value and now print it. Save your file. Now let's see web XML file. In this file, map your servlets according to the URLs you have passed in your project. Now compile your Java file to classes folder in web.inf folder. Copy the root directory to the Apache Tomcat's web apps folder. Now open the console. Your project has been deployed. Click on the link. Index page will open, give input, Servlet 1 is opened, pay your attention to the address bar of your browser. You can see the URL is separated by question mark and ampersand. Now click on the visit, you will be directed to the next page. Now discuss about HTTP session interface. In such case, container creates a session ID for each user. The container uses this ID to identify the particular user. An object of HTTP session can be used to perform two tasks: bind objects, and view and manipulate information about a session, such as the session identifier, creation time, and last accessed time. How to get the HTTP session object. The HTTP Servlet request interface provides two methods to get the object of HTTP session. Public HTTP session getSession method returns the current session associated with this request, or if the request does not have a session, creates one. And public HTTP session getSession Boolean create method returns the current HTTP session associated with this request, or if there is no current session and create is true, returns a new session. Commonly used methods of HTTP session interface. Public string getID method returns a string containing the unique identifier value. Public long getCreationTime method returns the time when the session was created, measured in milliseconds since midnight January 1, 1970 GMT. Public long getLastAccessedTime method returns the last time the client sent a request associated with the session, as the number of milliseconds since midnight January 1, 1970 GMT. And public void invalidate method invalidates the session, then unbinds any objects bound to it. Let's understand it with an example. In this example, we are setting the attribute in the session scope in one Servlet and getting that value from the session scope in another Servlet. To set the attribute in the session scope, we have used the setAttribute method of HTTP session interface, and to get the attribute, we have used the getAttribute method. Let's see it. I have already created the programs. Let's have a look onto them. First of we will see index.html page. It is same as earlier index page. It has a form which sends action to the next Servlet, with the value entered in the form. Now let's see the first Servlet file. Create a Servlet class. Import all the required packages. In the class get the value from the index file into string variable by using requestsGetParameter method. Now create the object of HTTP session, and set the attribute to the session object. This session will be used by next Servlet file. Now let's see second Servlet file. Create the class as shown. In the previous Servlet we had set attribute, now we will get the attribute from the session to use it. You can use the code shown on your screen by pausing the video. Now create web.xml file, that I have already created. Let's have a look. In the web.xml file map your Servlet classes and URLs. Save all files. Now open the command prompt and compile your Java files. Now copy your root folder to the Apache Tomcats Web Apps folder. Now open the Tomcat Server Manager. You will find your folder name in application list. Click on the link and you will be directed to the index page, where you can give input to the form. Click on the Go, first Servlet will be opened. With the text you entered and a link of visit. Click on visit, you will get the same text on your screen. This information is stored in session and it can be available. Hope you liked this session on session tracking. Do more and more practice. We will see you in our next interesting tutorial. Till then, thank you.